Your PM wants a test plan by end of day. You have a spec, a 2-week sprint, and 2 testers. Where do you even start? Today I'll show you how Claude turns that spec into a structured, risk-prioritized test plan. Scope, risks, effort estimate, exit criteria in one prompt. Subscribe so you don't miss this series, and if you're stuck on your own plan, comment below or email me directly. Here's what we're covering. First, how to turn a feature spec into a complete test plan. Scope, risks, strategy, everything in one prompt. Then we'll ask Claude to rank every area of the feature by risk level, so we know exactly where to focus first if time runs short. We'll get a realistic effort estimate, test cases, hours, cycles. Then we'll generate a test strategy section that explains our approach in plain English for stakeholders. And finally, we'll use follow-up prompts to tailor the whole plan to our actual sprint length and team size. Before we build the prompt, let's look at what a complete test plan actually contains, because most testers skip the sections they don't know how to fill in. Scope defines what's in and out. Risk assessment identifies where the highest impact failures are likely to occur. Test strategy explains how you'll cover everything. Entry and exit criteria define when testing starts and what done means. This is the section managers and stakeholders care most about. Effort estimate gives you the numbers to push back if someone asks you to test a checkout feature in half a day. And assumptions cover your dependencies and blockers. Claude fills all of these from your spec. You paste in the feature description, Claude handles the rest. Here's the prompt. Role, Senior QA Lead with 10 years of test planning experience. Context. We describe the ShopMate checkout feature, what it includes, how long the sprint is, and how many testers we have. Task. Create a structured test plan for this sprint. Format. We list every section we want back. Look at what comes out. The scope is clearly defined. In scope includes the full checkout flow, payment methods, and discount codes. Out of scope is explicitly stated. That's just as important. The top risks are already ranked. Payment failure handling, discount edge cases, PayPal timeouts, order duplication. And the effort estimate tells us 45 test cases, 18 hours, 2 cycles. This slide is the most valuable thing Claude produces in the whole test plan. Risk ranking, payment processing, critical. Direct revenue impact, duplicate charge risk, affects every single transaction. Order confirmation, critical. If the email doesn't send and the order still gets created, users think the purchase failed, they try again, and your support queue explodes. Discount code logic, high. Complex rules, multiple edge cases, real financial impact if it calculates wrong. Delivery options, high. Incorrect totals shown at checkout is one of the biggest causes of abandoned carts. Cart summary, medium. Visible bug, but doesn't affect the actual charge. Breadcrumb navigation, low. Test it last. If the sprint gets cut short, you haven't wasted time on UX when the payment flow might be broken. Claude gives you a baseline estimate, 45 test cases, 18 hours, 2 cycles. But that's for a full team with a full sprint. The real power comes from the follow-up prompts. Tell Claude you only have 1 tester and 5 days. It immediately reprioritizes to critical and high only and pushes everything else to a future sprint. Ask it to add an executive summary for your PM. It writes a plain English paragraph explaining the approach without jargon. Ask for formal entry and exit criteria for sign-off. It adds build stability requirements, data readiness checks, and pass rate thresholds. 1 baseline prompt, then refine it until it matches your exact situation. Let's wrap up. Today you saw how to build a complete, risk-prioritized test plan from a feature spec using the RCTF framework. You know what every section should contain, how to get Claude to rank your risks, and how to use follow-up prompts to tailor the plan to your sprint and team. This plan is ready to share with your team lead, your PM, or use as your own reference throughout the sprint. In Video 9, we move to Test Suite Review, how to give Claude your existing test suite and ask it to find gaps, duplicates, and missing coverage. Subscribe so you don't miss it. And if you're building a test plan right now and you're stuck, comment below or send me an email.